We just kind of, whatever. It's Thursday. Time to go live. Time to go live.
Yeah.
And like it's nothing. It's kind of an amazing ordeal when you think about it that we can do that. We can go a whole week and still be fine by the time it comes to a show, and be able to just pick up where we ended off like it's nothing. You don't really get too many people on the internet that you can really do that with. Most of them you have to kind of keep up with them on a daily basis to be able to keep the conversation rolling.
Oh no, but the momentum is always going. Yeah. Yeah, I don't need you to tell me every day how beautiful I am. I know it. Yeah, so we good. Yeah, but
As
thank
you can
you.
tell, we're dealing just fine. The name of the episode is depression. Is depression. So he had sent me a
Oh
9-page
shit! I
PDF.
just need to. Sorry, I just need to switch off my TV
Yeah, you
because
do.
you are here. You are live and well
Yeah, you don't
on
right.
my TV.
You don't need that TV running. Um,
Yeah, I need to run it because I need to see myself in 30,
oh,
160 degrees. I'm kidding.
okay.
Sorry. No, I'm
Not
kidding.
yet. So, as you can tell, the name of the show is depression. Whatever. When it comes down to it, I think there's plenty of different ways to deal with depression. And there's some people have a hard time with it. Some people can move past it and just be like, something happened in life, and I can, I'm just fine. Um, when it comes down to loss of loved ones, I think that's usually the main contributor to a lot of issues that people have nowadays. I had lost people in my life. Lost a brother to suicide back in 1998. Something that you really seriously, it sticks with you. It sticks with you for your whole life. It's something that you'll never forget, and it can be hard to deal with certain issues when it comes down to it. Sometimes we have like now I'm in the middle of winter here in South Dakota, and when it comes down to winter, you have the tendency to not get outside as much, or don't have the abilities to get outside as much, and vitamin D really does help. Sunlight helps with a lot of that or whatever, and um,
Yeah, it is important. We, especially when you are going through the dreariness of winter. With us, it's we only have rain in winter. We don't have snowstorms. I know you said last week it was like minus
mhm.
30,
Yeah,
and
we
we
actually
had like
got
a
down to
windstorm.
-50 at one point in time in the last week. Like really seriously super cold to the point where you don't go outside. You don't go outside because you know dang well the second that you step outside, you're going to have to come right back in because it's so cold. Uh, Before any of those types of temperatures occur or appear, we have the tendency to do all of our running, like do the grocery shopping and do whatever else is necessary to know that you're going to be okay through that period of coldness. Um, it got so freaking cold. It was bad. It was bad. And
And I meant to check up on you if you actually survived the minus 50 degrees. I'm sorry. I was hot. It's summer here and it's just hot. I can't.
right,
I can't.
which is interesting in itself. I mean, you had brought up that you've dealt with like winters or whatever for it just rains. When even then, even with just the rain, the overcast just allows you to uh, gather up the sun that you need to help deal with certain things. And I think there's a lot of people that kind of push that one aside, like it's not a big deal. It kind of is. It kind of is. If you're not introverted, easily able to sit in your own house, it can really throw a massive amount of depression at you.
Yeah, because
Suzanne, good to
if
see you,
you
dear.
if you used to, especially like winter, you probably a recluse and stuff, and then summertime you have to now present yourself. Because I hate summer. I'm just gonna say it
You
right
hate
now.
summer?
I hate
Too
summer.
hot for you?
It's hot. I don't like the sun. I've got a tan. I like today. I went outside and I've got my face burnt because I never got. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, my granny used to say, "You complaining with a white braid under your arm." Like most people, you're privileged, but you are complaining. But yeah, I, it was so hard. And I know you guys are having winter and you wish that the sun would shine on you, but I just wish that I could have your snow.
Seriously, I'd rather go back to Minnesota to deal with their winter as
Mm,
opposed to dealing with the winter that I deal with here in South Dakota. Here in
mm,
South Dakota, it's like it doesn't snow as much, but when it comes down to it, is because we're so high in elevation that when
mm.
it comes to the intensity of the sun,
Yeah, so it's
it's
colder. It's
just
much colder.
intense. It's like the sun's so much larger, and it's like right there, almost to the point of blindness, where you can't go outside. It's just too much. It's so hard.
Yeah, we had the same when we were in another province. We they actually it's so cold. It was your sort of degrees with in Celsius comparison,
Sure.
where we had -7, 13 sort of coldness, but not the -50 with the winds, because there's no winds in that particular province. So I felt you for a minute. I can say it was I felt you for a minute. At least
Oh,
at
did
least
you
I
now?
felt your pain for like a whole minute. But then the sun came out and we were all happy. So I don't know what I'm saying.
um, you'd sent me this PDF, this 9-page PDF. I kind of dug
Okay.
through some of it or whatever to kind of get some of the points on it. Uh,
Okay.
Still, at the same time, it's kind of hard to just do just the points on it when there's just so much information that's out there.
It, it is, but just break it down. You don't have to go through the whole thing.
Oh, we won't.
Just do the points
We'll go
that
through the
that
majority of it or whatever.
that
We'll
that
kind of
yeah,
skip through it.
yeah.
So it says what is depression. So depression, a major depressive disorder, is a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. Fortunately, it is treatable. Uh, for the most, it is treatable for the most. Uh, um, my wife has a bout of depression that she deals with almost on a regular basis. At one point in time when I first met her, she was taking some kind of Western medicine or whatever to try helping her with the issues that she was dealing with. Um, she really
Yeah, which
seriously
is
would have these massive
understandable.
ups and downs because of the medicine, and to the point where um, she was questioning the use of such a thing and if it was really that good of a deal for her to continue using it. She wanted to take herself off of it because of what it was. She didn't like what it was doing to her. So she would ask me. She said, "Do you notice a difference? Do you notice a difference when I'm using it and when I'm not?" And I could totally tell that a big difference, where she would actually get to the point of having it seemed like she was even more depressed on the medicine as she was if she was just off of it or whatever, because of the swings that would come along with the medicines. So it does say it's treatable, but I think each individual person really seriously needs to think about what they're using to treat such a thing. Like I said, sunlight in itself, the vitamin D, can be helpful for you to actually just get outside. Sometimes you just have to separate yourself from the people that you're around, so that way you can deal with your own sadness as it be.
Yeah, you
There's
can
lots
try
of
that.
right. There's lots of ways to deal with such a thing. So it has a bunch of bullet points in here. So it says depression symptoms may
Yeah.
vary from mild to severe. Feeling sad, having a depressed mood, lose loss of interest or pleasure in activities, changes in appetites, trouble sleeping, loss of energy, increased purposeless physical activity or slowed movements and speech, feeling worthless or guilty, difficulty thinking, concentrating, and making decisions, and thoughts of the death and suicide. So I
Yeah.
mean, when it comes down to it, I think there's more to it than just the bullet points that they've actually fed us to make us think about.
Yes,
Okay, so
exactly.
these are the main contributing factors. There's also lots of other contributing factors that go along with each one of those that could make you feel a little bit different. Um, what's up, poor dirt farmer? Good to see you. Suzanne says the doctors put me on Paxil once. No thanks. My kids said it made me an asshole. Uh huh. Those mood swings that come along with taking some of that Western medicine can really be something very interesting to deal with.
Yeah,
Um,
it's also my sister was on lithium. They put her on lithium, which is supposed to be the happy drug, but she couldn't deal with that. They have all these crazy chemical things that just
mhm.
does not comply with everybody. I know, yes, lithium might work for me, but it won't work for the other person. So she was actually worse when they put her on the lithium,
Mhm.
um, where she actually had more things. Um, so so yeah, that didn't work out so well.
Suzanne's right. Putting your head to the east, sleeping with your head facing a certain direction does change the chemical makeup in your brain or whatever. If you have the tendency, and I know that you're in the southern equator, so it's semi opposite for you or whatever, where you could be okay to put your head to the north, but at the same time, better off putting your head to the east or the west, so that way when you're actually uh, the magnetism of the earth can actually pull, especially for you in the southern equator. If you put your head to the south a lot, you'd feel some of the negative pull from all of that, and
Yeah.
it could actually hurt you and make you feel something that you're not used to feeling. I have the
But
tendency to make sure that my bed is actually facing a particular direction with my head to the east for that
yeah,
particular reason.
that's amazing. That's an amazing theory as well. But we must also remember that Suzanne Eckstein is a level-headed person. So she knows when stuff is working for her and when it's not.
Right.
So so obviously she will put her mind to work for her. So it will obviously work for her because she's an awesome level-headed person. But
Right.
if we're talking about my my sister or my friend who have tried everything, they've been to all the psychiatrists, they've been to but they just, there's not a click. You know, I think sometimes you just need to have that where you just recognize that there's something wrong, but there was never a click with the psychiatrist and with the medicine and with stuff, and then that's when it sort of goes sideways.
Mhm.
I think. Yeah,
You know, before we actually went live here, or whatever, both kind of pointed out that, you know, we've actually dealt with family members that have had, you know, gone with and had major bouts of depression. I had actually lost a brother back in '98 to, you know, suicide because of his own, you know, issues or whatever. And I put it up to a lot of it has to seriously be that he was depressed and he was unable to talk to anybody that really would help him with his issues. Talking to people is really something um, that can help a lot of people, and I think there's so many that really just kind of sideline that like it's no big deal. I don't need to talk to anybody. I don't want to share it with you or you know or anybody else for that matter, or have selective reasoning on why they don't want to talk to certain people. Be careful. Be careful. If you're here in the United States and you know you look at this very last page on here, it actually goes and it throws this suicide crisis line at you or whatever of 988.
yeah,
This
you
98
warned me about that. You warned
be
me.
careful with that particular lifeline or whatever, as if you're using that as your last resort, uh, please be sure that is your last resort and that you haven't already tried to talk to other people or tried to figure something out. And the reason that I state that or whatever is that the U.S. government's a little bit different on some of the stuff that they do, and they have the tendency to put you on a list. They'll put you on a list when you call certain things like that or whatever, and they'll continuously hound you and bug you for the rest of your life. You're not going to be able to ever just be like, well, you know, I was having an issue. I had just lost a family member, and I just I needed somebody to talk to because I didn't know how to deal with my own, you know, bout of sadness for what it was. There are plenty of other ways to not put yourself on a government list for them to continuously harass you.
Yeah,
Can
and
actually
I
drive you
didn't even
into
know.
yeah, it can drive you
Sorry.
into a more of a depressed state, knowing that the government's going to be bugging you.
Yeah, because now you have to like live up to the expectations when you're not ready.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I was shocked, like when you said like now you're in the system. Because with us, we don't do that. It's very discreet. There's nothing. They put you in a clinic. They put you under, I don't know, like not. They put you like under
Just a watch, right?
sleep watch, or they whatever. You sleep for a week, and then they monitor you, and then afterwards they're like, no, you've got night terrors and stuff like that. No, it's just like, oh no,
Just
they're very like
doing massive sleep
it's
studies on you to see if you're okay.
yeah, because if you have night terrors, apparently that's a thing in South Africa. Apparently you need to have night terrors. But
Apparently, you
no, but
need to
it's
have
not.
night terrors. Oh,
No, they're like they put you under sleep therapy for a week
uh-huh.
to see like what your brain movements like, or what triggers you and stuff like that. So it's not, you're not in the system. You just literally just get treated for your and it's a free thing. Yeah, it's free. They take you to the mental hospital, and the state pays for everything, and you're happy go lucky. You don't get put in any sort of program or anything like that.
Right
But
on.
that's with us. Like what you told me was horrific. It like
Yeah,
horrified me.
the U.S.
We
government really seriously will interject in most anything that they possibly
no,
can
we don't
if
do
they have the
that.
abilities to do so, which I wouldn't doubt if I didn't catch some kind of some kind of a something at the bottom of my this video or whatever from them saying, well, whatever, the CDC says this or something or other. I wouldn't doubt it that I'd get
Yeah,
some
I
kind
was
of
like, when you told me, I was like, oh my goodness, we don't do that stuff because with us, it's private. You're not allowed to disclose any patient information to the government at all. So unless it's court ordered,
Mhm.
But when you said when you're in the system, you're in the system. That just took me aback. I was like, oh, you guys doing it like that? Okay.
Yeah, they do it like that. Uh-huh.
Oh, what? Like gangster way? Like,
um, so I find it kind of, looking through some of this or whatever, on this particular paragraph here, it says depression affects an estimated 1 in 15 adults in a given year. The 1 in 6 people that experience depression at some time in their life. Depression will occur at any time, but on average first appears during the late teens and mid 20s. Late teens, mid 20s is when you're first noticing, or is it when they're finally first saying something that they're not feeling right? Because it seems as though there's an awful lot of I call it mental instability when it comes to doing body modifications because you feel that you're not in the right body and you're not in the right mindset for some of it, whatever. I think that depression shows up a lot earlier in life than what they're actually trying to say it does. And that there's a lot of people that can really have some other issues younger in life that can be coined as depression as opposed to uh, just letting it be that, oh, they're just kids, it's okay, they you know what uh, I think there's more to it. I think there's more to it that they're not leading into when it comes down to it. And it says women are more likely than men to experience depression. Some studies show that 1/3 of women will experience a major depressive episode in their lifetime. There's a high degree of heritability, approximately 40% when first degree relatives, parents, children, or siblings have depression. Um, Not that I feel that it's false, but at the same time, the heritability part of it or whatever kind of usually comes along with something of major dealings, like losing a family member, losing a brother, losing a sister or something or whatever. you know your whole family is going to deal with the same thing. Is that something that they inherited? I doubt it. I think it's more of a, everybody has their own ways of dealing with things. And not to debunk the whole article that you sent me here or whatever, but some of it just really seriously seems like it's a little far-fetched on where they're trying to diagnose depression. I think there's more to it than what we're actually getting at.
so what I went to a kinesiologist. Or I don't know what you call them, but they put like crystals and shit on your head and stuff. And then so I went there. So they said that we've got in our family history, we've got a bout of depression
Mhm.
where it runs with the men. The men are indistinctly very depressed and they're very low.
Hmm.
And so that was like that was news to me because our men are supposed to be like in our community, the men are supposed to be strong and they're supposed to be all good and whatever. But then when you hear that the men are actually the most vulnerable of your family, then it sort of sidesteps you a little bit, where you have to, you as a stronger mental person must then do it for them. So, but But yeah, it's not that it's a wrong diagnosis. It's
Right.
just that we have to be aware of it. Or it's not like a statistical thing. We just have to look out for it because where I have realized that the men in my family are much more prone to depression than the ladies
Okay.
because of certain reasons. Obviously, they whatever they may be feeling, in cultures like such as ours, the man must be a man, and there's a pressure on them, financially and as being the head of the house, all the things that go along with it.
Hmm.
So, so we obviously tried not, but it's never been made. We are not aware of it because it's been kept on the down low so long, because the man is supposed to be strong. He's supposed to look after the family. He's supposed to be this and that and that. He's not allowed to break down. He's not allowed to do anything, and that is a fundamental wrongness, for the lack of a better word, that you expect a man to just do everything when he doesn't have the tools to do everything. Like, you were grown up when your dad is hitting you, or that, like, say you were a kid in the 60s and you've got a sister, you've got a brother, you're the oldest guy. You must go walk to the shop, you need to sort out the house, and then when you don't deliver, you get just beaten to death. And then how are you supposed to cope with that?
Hmm. Right.
Um, so it's very difficult. So that brings an expectation when you leave the home. So your expectation is, so okay, I can't leave my family without money. I can't leave them without food. I can't leave them without shelter, all those things. And then maybe the worst happens. You lose your job because now you're all there. You've got your family, everything is settled, whatever. You lose your job. Now all of a sudden you've got nothing. You've got nothing. And then everything comes back to you. Your dad beating you up for not doing the right thing, for not being able to support your family. I mean, that's a lot to deal with as a man, even.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree with it. I agree with you when it comes down to certain things or whatever. When it comes to feeling that you need to be the quote unquote man, and you have to step up and you have to be able to do all of those things to uh, to kind of um, go along with that is, when it comes down to it, if men, if you're out there and you're listening, if it comes down to it, and that's what's making you feel that way, maybe, just maybe, you can, you need to explain yourself to your significant other. And I know that can't always be the easiest thing to do. Sometimes it's hard to do, but sharing your thoughts and your opinions with um, your wife or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it be,
even with your best
but
friend.
right, or anybody, share it with them. Share it with them. Let them know, hey, I'm feeling a little, down, a little depressed, a little this, that, or the other. I'm feeling overwhelmed in situations or whatever. A lot of times, just sharing those thoughts and opinions with each other can be, a little bit of a help. Uh, I've, changed from, feeling that I need to be that quote unquote man of the house and have to actually, go out and make the money and need to be the breadwinner of the house and need to be able to do all of that. To have the abilities to have, where my wife, she's at work. She's at work right now or whatever, which is great. And it allows me to be able to do this kind of stuff, which, as well as take care of Tadpole, which really seriously takes it to the point of I'm not dealing with feeling that I need to do all of that to make sure that everybody else is in a good place, is we're sharing that responsibility. We're sharing that responsibility, so that way it takes a lot of it off of me, takes a lot of it off of her when it comes down to certain things. Whatever, she doesn't have to feel as though she needs to be home to make sure that she's uh, feeding me. I'm able to actually make the meals. And take care of the household, clean the kitchens and whatever else, and take care of Tadpole and make sure everybody's all, in the good. So when it comes down to it, I think there's some shared responsibilities that can go back to being shared responsibilities, as opposed to it being, oh, the man needs to do this and the woman needs to do that. The stigma of a lot of that really can be kind of um, hard to deal
It's
with.
daunting.
Right.
Daunting.
When it comes to Jerry, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Catch you again sometime. Oh, I don't know if you're still with us. If you're still with us, yes, depression can be a bitch. I get that. It can be. It can be very hard to deal with. Sometimes just regular, basic conversation with the one that you trust the most, whether it be your best friend or even your dog, can really seriously help you. I think there's a lot of people that especially when it comes to men, that would just kind of go ahead and sidestep that and just be like, it's okay, it's okay. I don't want to share this with everybody. I don't want people thinking that I'm, you know, having an issue. Is I think there's a lot of men that really don't want to share that kind of stuff,
Yeah, the
and it can
stigma is
cause,
very, very bad. Like
right,
when it
it can
comes
cause
to
other
that.
issues like right, exactly. I lost a brother back in '98 to suicide, because of his inability to be able to talk to anybody that would understand his issues and help him and so then usually those that talk about it won't commit to being to doing the
Actually,
unaliving
yeah,
of themselves.
mm,
Most. I don't. It's not all, but it usually has a
mm,
tendency that if you're able to talk to somebody, you and
mm.
explain how you're feeling, you won't actually go through with it. Um, it's
Yeah,
kind of a strange. Go ahead.
that's the the lucky pot. I think when you get the gold pot, that you can actually talk them out of it. But what happened in our case now last month, this is a month now, anniversary of my friend.
Mhm.
They were going through the counseling. We did it because there were 3 attempts or 2 attempts prior, and then they were doing well, and then all of a sudden it just the outcome was the worst. So you can try and try and try, but when the person has gone down that black hole, like I told you, like I don't even know what, there's nothing you can do about it.
Mhm.
And it's so disempowering, because and you feel like you are sort of to blame, because you couldn't help that person at the time. Where was I was sitting here, I was probably asleep, or I was like feeding my kid, whatever, when I could have been checking in on my friend to say, where's your husband, like what is happening. um and it makes you feel like you should like just pay more attention to people. But at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do if a person is going down that dreary dark road. And that is what I need to figure out. How are we going to save them from that dreary dark road?
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. But
Um,
we've obviously got like signals and things that we need to look out. So you're gonna read those for us, and then we can check those on.
okay.
Sorry, I
No,
don't want
you're
to
good.
press it
So
now.
then, it gives. I like how it gives bullet points on certain things or whatever. Throughout this particular deal. Um, but everyone loved Marvin, the paranoid android robot, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, voiced by the late Helen Rippon. Uh, yes, everyone loved him. I don't think I never
I didn't
seriously.
watch it.
Um,
Sorry,
I
Sparkle.
have watched it. I've watched it a
I
couple
didn't pay
different times.
attention.
It's actually a very good movie. It's very few movies that I have actually watched that I actually could make it through the whole movie without falling asleep. I have the tendency just to fall asleep to almost anything. Uh, get into
Oh.
a state of relaxation, and I'm out. I'm out. So right, he was depressed all the time. He was. Um, 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 So this is risk factors for depression. There's a couple bullet points in here, whatever. Biochemistry, differences in certain chemicals in your brain that contribute to symptoms of depression. So, like you were saying, your country has the tendency to do the testing to see what is actually going on, do the sleep studies and the whatnot to see what
Yes,
kind of
we
things
do
are
that.
happening. Not that they won't do them here, but you really seriously have to go talk to a doctor as opposed to calling the 988. You go
Oh
to your.
no, we just get them like they like, oh, you look down. Let's just see how you sleep. Eh?
Mhm.
Like, that's what they do.
Uh-huh. And they do sleep studies around here too, whatever, for the most. It's just the differences on how the government will actually step in when it comes to certain issues. I kind of have the tendency to not believe the whole genetics thing or whatever when it comes down to it. I think
Mm,
that the environmental factors are the main contributing factors to a lot of it. It says continuous exposures to violence, neglect, abuse, and poverty. Um, I find it very interesting that
I
it
agree
actually
there.
brought up the poverty.
Yes.
Uh, is I think there's a lot of people that don't really understand that the lack of money can really
Yeah.
be
It is because
detrimental to one's health.
especially if you used to like, okay, we are not complaining about nonsense, but if you're used to a certain lifestyle and a certain paycheck, and now all of a sudden you've gone down and you still have those obligations. And now, how are you going to look your family in the eye and say, I don't have the money? You don't want to look like a dick. And then now you just like, some people can't deal with that. It's like their egos are, I don't want to really call it the ego, but some people just can't deal with it because it feels like they are diminishing themselves to say, I'm sorry, I can't look after you, you know?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's a lot from a person to go from being the alpha to be the guy saying, I can't pay your rent this month. I can't pay your utilities. I can't buy you food this month because I can't afford even my own. And it's difficult for people to say that we you can just I think some people are very proud and they don't know how to deal with that type of that struggle in them. It's I know in myself I have got a problem with saying I can't this month or I can't today. I can't give you $1,000 today. I can't give you $100,000 today. You know, it's for me it's terrifying. So so
Um,
imagine now that guy that
you know,
just
so,
can't deal
so
with
like
it.
like here in the states, whatever, they've actually pointed it out several times at several different levels of most everybody, especially nowadays with the way our economy is currently at. Most people have the inability to even come up with $400 for an emergency.
Yeah, that's That's
which
viable.
$400 is it doesn't seem like it's a lot, and I don't know what the difference is between the US dollar
It's
and
a lot for us. It's 400 times 20. So for me, it's 400 times 20.
so like 8,000.
Yeah. So imagine you have to give out $8,000, like just when your family member phones you because they're having something happen to them.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Um, so yeah, $400. If it's 400 rand, I don't mind. I really don't mind it because I can afford it. But if it comes out in the thousands, because I mean, you get to sometimes it's 10,000, 20,000, 100,000. It's like, no, guys, let's stop. Where are we stopping this? 'Cause the money trees stop growing. you know.
No, yeah, the money tree does not exist in my world. So when it comes down to it, if it just so happened to be an emergency where all of a sudden I needed to have X amount of dollar, um,
Mm,
I don't even know if I'd be able to even get a hold of anybody that would be willing or able to, foot that for me to be able to take care of whatever issue it would be.
yeah.
That can be depressing in itself. That can be very depressing in itself
Because
to just
who do
be
you
like, oh,
turn to?
I
Who do you
guess I
turn to?
have
You have to pay for
nothing.
your house. You have to pay
And,
for your
when it
house.
comes down to it, it's like me myself. I have debts. I have things that I need to pay off or whatever that I'm unable to, whatever. I've child support for a daughter, and when it comes down to it, yeah, I mean, I can make some payments at points in time or whatever, and that's what
Yeah.
anything that I was earning through the YouTube was actually doing just that. It was paying that. Is it paying it off? Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Absolutely not. It wasn't
it's
coming
just like
anywhere
a drop
near
in the ocean.
right.
It's just a drop in the ocean.
But
But the thing
am
is,
I
like,
gonna let that go ahead and actually ruin my life because I can't make the payment? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
no,
I'm
you
going to
can't
deal with
do
it.
that.
I'll deal with it when how I have to and when I have to, as opposed to actually making it be that I must deal with it and take care of that issue. I'm not gonna sit there and put myself to the point of being like, oh, I gotta work 3 times as hard now to make sure that I pay that up. Nope, not gonna do it. I'm not gonna put myself to the point where I have to work harder, which is going to cause even more of a depression because now, as opposed to me being able to, deal with the issue, now all of a sudden I'm working my butt off and I'm not able to talk about the issue with anybody because I don't have time to. I'm working and I'm sleeping. I just no time.
But this
So
is
there's a lot to go along with it.
yeah, this is where it's important to actually chat to your family. Um, it's we always think that they're not going to understand or they're not going to be able to help us. But as long as they know what situation you are in, because they've got a certain expectation. They expect you're going to pay that 10,000 rand or $10,000 per month. And then when you tell them, I don't have it, we're going to have to figure it out. But having that conversation, the build up to that conversation is the actual dilemma that we obviously dealing with. Because once you have the conversation, it's cool. Because they'll understand, we'll sort it out. But you don't want to look like a dick in front of your family saying, oh God, I don't have money, in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is where the actual problem lies, where you're too proud, or you still have that pride installed in you, where you don't want to look like, yeah, I'm supposed to look after you, but now I can't, and like, because that's where I sort of stand in this situation, where I'm supposed to be looking after them, but things happened in the last year where it just went south. And now I'm at a point where it's like, dudes, we need to relook at that. And we where I actually had to do today, I had to sort out stuff in order to for us to be cool. Because otherwise we won't be eating. Nee, ons gaan nie nou die show afsit nie, maar met ophou. Um so yeah, so we have to deal with stuff like that. And it's difficult to put your pride aside and deal because it's very difficult.
Right. It's kind of an interesting how depression is treated. They're like medications. Sometimes depending on who you are, sometimes if they didn't do the psychotherapy stuff to begin with, to really seriously see how bad you were before putting you on medication, the medication can do just the opposite of what So it's like you're like, oh, my buddy says that he takes Paxil on a regular basis and it helps him. I should go take Paxil. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't
No,
just
you can't
be
do
like,
that.
yeah, I'm going to take the same thing because I have some form or bout of depression. Well, your treatments can be totally different from the next person's, depending on how bad it really is.
Yeah, and your medication ratio is also very much different because you react to medicine different to the next person. So where you have like a 1 milligram lithium to like whatever the case may be, you need to, yeah, your doctor will prescribe the precise amount that you need to deal with what you're going through. You cannot use another person's prescription because it's going to make you crazy.
Yes, never use anybody else's prescriptions for anything, no matter what it is. Even if it's just simply some kind of form of antibiotic, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't take somebody else's stuff. It's not ever going to be the same. They can totally do different things to you that you're maybe not ready for.
Hectic adverse reactions.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
a big
so
I'm a big proponent in the psychotherapy and the talk therapy and talk about it. Talk about it. If you're out there, you're listening, and you're just like I don't have somebody to talk to. Hit me up. Hit me up. I'll totally listen to anybody's issues and try helping you with whatever it happens to be. I may not be able to give you the best, but at least give you an ear. I can at least give you the ear so that way you can share your thoughts and your opinions on what you're going through. I've put myself out there for plenty of people to do such a thing. I do have my own, personal issues when it comes down to it, and I've relied on certain people to, go ahead and be able to share my thoughts and opinions. And it's bit me in the ass on a couple of times, whatever, and some of the people that I've selected to try sharing my own, personal feelings with. Sometimes it can be disturbing in itself. Be sure that you're finding the right person that's willing to listen to you and help you out, as opposed to just throwing you under the bus and being like, be a man and deal with it. It's like, oh, okay, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, we all know men are wussies, so we should rather be more sensitive to men. When
Yes,
they're feeling
be more
vulnerable.
sensitive to men. Definitely be more sensitive
Yeah,
to men.
I think that's
I think
the way to go.
there's and I'm not saying, talk to them and convince them to go ahead and start cross-dressing for whatever reason.
No, never.
But you can help men with their depressions by simply being nice enough to listen to what their issues are, and maybe it can help you and them in the long run.
I think it's difficult to be a guy in any case because you're perceived to be like, you have to be hard and stuff. Nobody's actually looking at your your psychological well-beings to say, like, per se, what can you say? Because you're always supposed to be like, oh, I can tell you're a dick, pardon my French, and then you must just say, oh, it's just her. But like back there on, she's like, ugh, she called me a dick. Like, why? What's wrong with me? You know? But it's like, but something silly like that can trigger something, and
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
never know.
absolutely,
You never know what's
absolutely.
happening. You never know. But I mean, okay. I need you to go to you on psychotherapy. So we're going through the list of like remedies, right? This
Uh,
one is my
yeah,
favorite.
which one?
This
The electro.
electroconvulsive therapy. Yeah, let's get to that one once you're done. I've got some
This
food.
is ECT, or actual electroconvulsive therapy, is a medical treatment that has been commonly reserved for patients with severe major depression who have not responded to other treatments. It involves brief electrical stimulation of the brain while the patient is under anesthesia. A patient typically receives ECT 2 or 3 times a week for a total of 6 to 12 treatments. It's usually managed by a team of trained medical professionals, including a psychiatrist, an anesthesiologist, a nurse, or a physician's assistant. ECT has been used since the 1940s, and many
Mm.
years of research have led to major improvements and the recognition of its effectiveness in the mainstream rather than a last resort treatment.
Yeah. So this one I call bullshit because they they've been shocking people for years and years, and all they come out with is weird hair. So we we can't do this anymore to people, please. Like, you guys must stop because all they're doing is putting electric.
It's
Yeah,
just
they're
giving you
putting
weird
drugs.
hair.
Yeah, because I mean, oh god, there's a picture. Yeah, not to make light of the situation, but ECT does not work because they tried to get the gay out of people with this thing, with this shock therapy, right?
They tried to get the gay out of
Didn't they? I'm sure they did.
it. I
In
wouldn't I
Utah,
wouldn't
some
put it past them
bloody
to do
guy trying to
just
get
that.
something
Yeah,
out.
I wouldn't put it past them to actually do just that. To try saying, "Oh, let's do this. Let's do this."
Let's shock the
When
devil
it
out
comes
of
down
you.
to
No.
the
Yeah, I
to
know.
get the gay out of people or whatever, when it comes down to it, um, I don't I don't think a lot of people realize that the whole community, the LGBTQIA plus whatever this, that, and the other, really understands the mental instabilities that come along with that cause this stuff to happen. Um,
Precisely.
which the electro convulsive therapy, shocking somebody to try and making their chemical makeup change. Uh,
There's no such thing. There's no
are you really
that's not what.
seriously thinking that you can change them to be better? Because I mean, if you can change them to be better, if you did it, if you didn't go through the whole 6 or 12 treatments or whatever, 3 times a week, for the whole month, I guess it would be. If you didn't actually go through the whole bout, or if you did go through the whole bout of it, um, wouldn't you also have the abilities of potentially making it worse as well?
Exactly.
So I
Because
mean,
who gives you the right to to judge a person and say that the way that you are living or the who you are is wrong? Maybe you straight Mormon pastor, maybe you are wrong, isn't it? Maybe
maybe.
me as a lesbian rainbow person, maybe I'm right. Maybe God wanted me like that. So who gives you the right to put things on my head and shock me so that my brain's fried? And then, like, who gives people the right to do that?
I don't know
That's
why
like
you would.
that's a sore point for me. Like, I'm sorry.
Maybe I want to be a lesbian rainbow person.
Like, I'm not one, but maybe maybe people like that are there. I don't know.
Leave my
I don't
chemical makeup alone.
I love rainbows. Hey, you know that there's a song. She's a Rainbow. It's by the Rolling Stones. Okay, anyway, let's go there. Um, that's my daughter's favorite song, by the way. But
Nice.
no, but who gives you the right to go and try to reconstruct people's brains with your stupid shock therapy? And then you haven't
Um,
even.
the PhD gave them the right to do whatever is that they decided that they wanted to do, and that's
Oh,
the
I
I think
shocked
the
rats.
issue. Hmm.
I shocked rats, and now I'm cool. I shocked my dog, and my dog said, "Ouch," and now I'm cool. Okay, great. Thank you. What's happening?
Um, so then the next one on that is self help and
Yeah.
coping. Self help
Mm.
and coping. You know, when it comes down to it, uh,
What's
not
the best
everybody
method?
can do that. Not
Yeah.
everybody has the mindset to bring themselves past such a situation. Now,
Mm.
I brought up, yeah, I lost a brother in '98. I lost plenty of friends to overdose and suicide. That when it comes down to the self help and coping, sometimes some of the coping that some go to, like taking themselves to their local watering hole and in over doing abusing alcohol or anything else for that matter, whether it be marijuana or any other, can also
Yeah.
be detrimental to your health. So you kind of have to know what you're doing to cope with with all of the issues that you're currently dealing with.
Yes, because are
Um,
you really coping or are you just self-medicating? Because that's
uh-huh.
sort of the difference. If you're coping, I guess you need to look yourself in the mirror, I guess, so to speak, like
Yeah.
how do you say,
Look at
and
yourself in
say
the
like, "Are you
mirror
doing?
and
Are we
give
doing this?"
yourself some individual psychotherapy, talk therapy when it comes down to it. So I mean, a lot of that can I think looking at yourself, just looking at yourself, and actually, if you stand up and you look in your nearest mirror, and you go walk to the bathroom real quick and take a good look at yourself. If you look at yourself and it hurts you to look at yourself and you can't put a smile on your face, maybe you need to talk to somebody. Otherwise, you should be able to look at yourself for the most and just be like, God, you're a fucking moron.
Or I'm okay. Um,
Call
there's
yourself
actually,
up.
yeah, you can call yourself out on all your BS and like just say, "I'm not happy with you right now. Or, you're being an idiot." I do that to myself all the time, and it's okay to do that because then you're recognizing maybe if something's going wrong or if you're feeling bad, or just to recognize, look and see what's happening. Because if you avoid looking at yourself, sometimes it spirals. It happened to me in the last few months where I was not willing to recognize the shit that's going down in my life, but I had to get up and say no more and class that deal. We have to deal because otherwise shit's gonna go down. Sorry for my pardon my French, guys. Um, and also I heard this lady, I forget her name now. She's got this 5 4 3 2 1 countdown. So like you have to do the 5 4 3 2 1 countdown and you have to do it. So I'll look it up and then I will put it in the link afterwards for you guys.
Okay.
But it's
Why
like
don't
very dynamic.
continue to talk to them. I'm gonna go warm my coffee. I'll be right back.
Are you having coffee? Okay. Anyway. No, so what I was listening to this also another YouTuber where she says you have to literally look at yourself in the mirror and count, because people are tending to procrastinate. They don't want to do stuff, and they're always putting down themselves and stuff. But if you just do it a quick 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown, and you say go, and then you're like ready to go, and then it might change your dynamic in what you're feeling. But also, not all of us are the same, so we can't all rely on what YouTube guys are telling us. So you have to, if you're feeling down or stuff, you sort of have to look in. It's difficult because you have to recognize that you actually are feeling down, and it's not always easy. I mean, that's the most debilitating thing in your life. So we're always here for you, even if I'm feeling crap. You
Right.
can always hit me up. You can always hit me up. I don't care. I'm always ready and willing to help another person, which will take away my, the more you help other people also, the better you feel about yourself. So that also takes you out of that bit of a, that slump thing or dump, whatever you want to call it. So remember, we're all here for each other, apparently.
Well, that's what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to be
Yeah,
here.
we're
For
always here. Like I mean, it does. We are a million miles apart from each other, but we are very close knit dynamic, because I can phone you from what I think it's, I don't know how many miles away, across the world. I'm halfway across the world from you. We are 9 hours
Yeah.
away from
9 hours difference.
9 hours different.
Right, 9 hours difference. So you're sitting at 10 o'clock at night. I'm here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and
Yeah.
for what it is, it's still the timing, the conversation between it's still instant. It's not like, oh well, I can only talk to her at certain times of the day. When
No.
what no. No, if you need something, you just let each other know. Sometimes I get depressed because Christal is
Squabble.
all the way in South Africa. Yes,
Squabble.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I
yes.
get depressed because you're all the way under the sea, I think, with your cousins there with a split them. I'm not that far away. It's only 12 hours flight, I think. Yeah, you guys should
Yeah, you'll get there tomorrow. It's okay.
hang out. Yeah, it's only tomorrow, and then it'll be the next day, because you're already behind. So then we'll be gonna be 2 days ahead of you. So yeah, so you're gonna be fucked when you get sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, you never get depressed because in South Dakota. They say South Dakota is one of the best states.
It is. We're ranked at like number 3 or something like that. Just a quick Google, roughly, because I didn't put in exact city or whatever. The difference between South Dakota and South Africa, we're about 9,200 miles away from each other.
Yeah, in kilometers, that's double.
Yeah, you're looking at 14,728.
No, but that's not so bad, because that's like 2 days travel.
And that's from seeing it's giving me the distance from Sioux Falls, which is actually quite a distance away from me, to Johannesburg. So.
Oh no, I'm not even in Johannesburg. I'm in
Right.
Cape Town. So
And that's exactly what it's so we
it's
can.
another 700 miles away from Johannesburg. Sorry.
Yeah, see, and that's where so I mean, it actually might be really seriously close to being right if that's the case, because I'm really pretty sure that Sioux Falls is maybe about that. So from me,
Stop it. Yeah, but Squabble, no. Yeah, but okay, I miss you guys because I'm not there. Obviously, I'm gonna have to come through. I have to come and visit your states of America. I have to do that.
so let's see, from from Spearfish to Cape Town, it says 9,323,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
which would
close.
be
That seems closer.
it's not going to break it down.
Wait, let me see. Just do Google Maps. It's got the
A flight from here to there would be about
24
19
hours.
hours and 9 minutes.
Yeah, it's a day. It's like it's riding the bus.
Right, I'll
and
see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
precisely. At least you'll see me tomorrow. Because there's some flights then they have like a delay where you have to sit in some airport for 12 hours. But some airlines like they do direct flights, which is cool. I think American Airlines do a direct flight and Emirates do a direct flight.
Scott, I almost never get depressed because Koolfrogg is in South Dakota. It's too freaking cold up here anyway, bro. You don't want to be up
Oh,
here.
did you survive that cold that wind? Did you survive it?
I survived it just fine. For what it was, I was okay with it. But
And the kids, I think they were
negative
so excited about
negative
this.
50 on really seriously at the coldest was
Oh.
tremendous. What are we sitting at? We're sitting at 5 degrees right now. It's
Okay, that's not
it's
bad.
55 degrees warmer than it was the other day. It's nice out.
So now how are your fans going? Because obviously you know your
Yes.
neighbors and their and their heating systems. So you're probably in your shorts again, right?
Oh, all the time, all the time. Pants are prison.
Oh wow. No, I don't. Yeah. Yeah, during the day we don't do
She's
that.
agreeing with me. Pants are prison.
They are. I don't wear pants during the day. I don't have to. I only take my kid, like now I have to take the kid to school. I have to put on pants and like actually brush my teeth for no reason. But not like I'm talking to somebody. Yeah, so I walk up the road to the school. It's 2 minutes away or 3 minutes. And I come back and then I take off my pants again. And then we're happy.
He's like,
So,
fucking pants. Throw them in the corner.
yeah, it's not. I can't deal. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot. And now we have to go to the office on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. We actually have to like be presentable. Like you're not just rolling out of bed. Oh no. So that's it.
They get. I'm going to go through this here because there's various types of
Yeah.
depression: clinical,
Yeah.
seasonal. We kind of hit on both of those for the most. Whatever the clinical depression,
Yeah.
you watch what you're taking. Seasonal, if you can't get outside to get the vitamin D, it can really be kind of hard on some to deal with. I'm sitting in this room. I actually have a blackout curtain on front of my window so that way I don't get the daylight come in this room. As
okay, that's cool.
I just don't care for it. It doesn't, for what it is. I'll sit in the dark for the most of the day, most of the night. I'll turn on a light when I turn on a camera at night. It's like, other than that, I usually sit in this room with just the light of the computer screens. I'm okay with it. Some may really have some issues with some of that, which take yourself outside. Take yourself outside for a little. Go for a walk. That can help with a lot of that. I don't know much about the prenatal, postpartum stuff or whatever. That's not my. I'm a male. I don't have the ability to have children in that type of way. It's impossible. I don't care who you are. If you think that a male can have a baby and actually birth a child, you're greatly mistaken. You're greatly mistaken. You need to get yourself checked. Squab. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I seen friend I didn't see. he,
Yeah.
he
No, so what?
misspelled it. Hello, darkness, my old pride.
Yeah, my pride. You fried. You totally fried, dude. No, so with the prenatal depression, it's sort of different because with it takes like don't say that you're not as a guy you're not used to it or you don't have any part of it because you are the support for the person who's going through it.
No, I
So
get
you
that,
as
but
the
I can't
husband or the
actually have the
partner, you are the
postpartum
main
or
support.
prenatal myself as I cannot birth a child.
No, you can't have it. Obviously, you can't have it.
No, I doubt it.
Yes, but you're the support system for the
Right.
person who's going through it,
Exactly.
right? But nah, we us ladies go through after birth. Sometimes your hormones are like in a complete mess, and then some of us struggle to get back to normal, and some of us are just fine, But with the ladies that do struggle, they feel like they're inadequate. They don't have a connection to the baby itself, and then that puts more pressure on them to like try to have a connection.
Hmm. Interesting.
And it takes a lot. It takes a great toll on the actual mom. It's just bad. So we had a case where one of our South African citizens smothered her three daughters or her three children. She was immigrated to New Zealand and she was going through this postpartum depression thing where she was feeling lesser than, she's not a good mother, she feels she must just kill herself, but she'd rather deliver her children from her thing, kill them first and then kill herself. So she killed her three kids.
Hmm.
And yeah, and now she's sitting in jail for no reason. Where she could have just told her husband, I don't feel good. It can't be. But it takes over your whole brain. You feel like you're not there, I know how to explain it. It really, when you're feeling inadequate as a mom, because that's your biggest role in life, and when you're feeling like I'm not doing my job correctly, then when you go into that dark space,
Right.
it just takes over everything. But that's why we appreciate the men that that are there for us ladies, like saying you are our queens or whatever, like for lack of a better word, just saying it's okay, you're allowed to feel bad, you in pain, there's a lot of pain and
Mhm.
your body is in
I
bloody
was just
turmoil.
muted. Um,
Body's in turmoil.
what's up,
You don't know
Gohagan? Good to see
if you're
you.
coming or going.
Gohagan says
Yeah.
depression is hatred directed inward. Aggression is hatred directed outward. Yeah. mm,
Yeah.
usually you take it out on yourself when it comes down to it, and if you I don't know.
Okay, you're
I
just
don't know
feeling
where my
lesser
words were
than.
going.
You're just feeling
Right.
you're not feeling good enough. Like I know with when I'm going through shit, it's like I don't want to talk to people because I'm like, oh, what am I gonna say to them? I can't even talk to them because ugh, what am I? It's just
Hmm.
like that motivation is gone. You don't um like what am I going to give to the conversation? I'm just gonna be negative, you know.
Hmm.
So then you just sit in your little hole and wallow. But the most important part is to get out. But yeah, so read the rest. Let's get through this. No, there's
There's
no
no
instruction
instruction manual
manual. No, there's definitely
for
not.
life. Just enjoy the ride. Exactly, Gohagan. You really seriously, when it comes down to it, is things are going to come and go. There's ebbs and flows in life that you really seriously um, you're just going to have to deal with. Sometimes they put
Some people just don't
the
have
Lord
the
put
tools.
things on you the way He wishes, and sometimes you just have to deal with it.
Mm,
Right.
yeah, but some people don't know how to deal with bad stuff. They just don't know, and it just puts them in a different realm altogether.
um, atypical depression. It's something that's totally not normal when it comes down to it. It says people with bipolar disorder also experience episodes of depression in addition to manic, hypomanic episodes. I have a younger brother who really seriously deals with a lot of the um, of that particular of the bipolar disorder or whatever, and you can see that he has his own issues when it comes down to it, and he has a hard time dealing with some of it sometimes, which when it comes down to it, it's kind of interesting when it comes down to losing an older brother to suicide, and seeing a younger brother sit there and deal with such an issue, um,
Yeah,
to
it's difficult.
think that I'm quote unquote normal for that. It really
Mm.
I'm the one that's supposedly okay for the most whatever, because um, it um, really takes a lot to for somebody to uh, see everybody else's issues and just deal
And
with
it's
it like
pressure on you as well.
right.
It's pressure because you now have to deal with these stuff, and you have to deal with maybe you going through something as well, but you have to be the normal guy and the strong guy to
Right.
see that these guys, when they're going through stuff, then you just have to stand up and deal with their stuff in addition to yours, because that's who you are, that's who you're supposed to be, and that's also a factor.
Go Hagen says, if you
That's
haven't
also it's also a
experienced someone
trigger.
having a manic episode, it's a sight to behold. You know, I have I really seriously, having a child in the household, it really it's helpful for me, for the most whatever. I really don't do well by myself. Really
Yeah.
seriously, I have we like I said, we all have our issues. When I'm alone, like absolutely alone, I have other um, issues in myself that I deal with or whatever that can be very difficult to realize. Where all of a sudden I'll just be like, and I don't really consider it depression. I consider it more of a uh, um, uh, time time to think about it. When it comes down to it, it really
Yeah,
seriously, um,
I think it's de-escalating the situation.
right.
I think sometimes we jump the gun slightly. Yes, Omni, I see you.
What's up, Ani?
But
AKA Xander. Was good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you're here.
but we like it's I don't even know how to say it, but we forget that we also need attention. And then I said, looking after everybody, like taking care of us, you have to plug this hole, you have to figure out that thing. And then when you sit down and you realize that, but you're the person that actually needs the attention. And you feel too, you're like, ugh, who's going to look after me? Because I'm supposed to be looking after everyone else. No? I think that is that's your thing.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you're not allowed to be treated nicely or looked after. And I would say you are very much you are more supposed to be looked after because you look after everybody else. So you're more worthy than the rest of them.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to stop looking at ourselves like, ugh, we're lesser than, just because we are stronger in some rights.
Right.
Just because you're stronger doesn't mean that you don't deserve some love, Say.
Yeah, I deserve love. Just kidding.
You deserve all of it. Yeah. So what is this persistent depressive disorder nonsense?
So then I think I missed what you just tried to say to me. I don't know if did you say something?
Oh no, we're just going to the next point.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something.
Oh.
I'm like, wait a minute. Love and pancakes.
No, I didn't say
yes.
anything important.
Pancakes
Oh,
are
pancakes,
necessary for
good.
life. Yes.
Yes, come on. Send me some pancakes. I'll send you my shipping address.
Send you pancakes. I mean, send you a
Yeah, not
mix
that I
that
would
you
eat
can
my
mix with a
daughter's
little
out
bit of
there.
water to make the pancakes, but I don't know if you'd want
Yeah,
me
I
to
know how to
actually
make
make
pancakes. But I
pancakes
mean,
and
if
send
Squab
them.
is
That'd be kind of weird.
no, Squab is doing pancakes.
Gonna post a
Love and
pancake
pancakes.
picture in Discord now. Yep.
So
So then, persistent depressive disorders is persistent depressive disorder, mild, moderate depression that lasts at least 2 years.
oh my goodness.
And the symptoms are less severe in major depressive disorder. Healthcare providers used to call
That's just putting
PTD
on, eh?
dysthymia. What the fuck is what dysthymia? It seems as that they're trying to
Yeah, I don't
make
know about that.
things
I
out of
know that
something
people
that
that put
isn't
on.
necessarily necessary. I really, there's so many different forms, this, that, and the other. It's like, well, they're all still depression when it comes down to it, and there's different ways to deal with all of the different types and forms of depression. Persistent depressive disorder is something that only lasts about 2 years. Well, then the 2 years comes up, and you're like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah. For me, I think that is what the psychiatrist made up to like make some money. So I'm gonna keep you here for like 2 years. I'm gonna get a retainer for like every month you come see me 4 times a month, every week, 2 hours. I'm gonna bill you $500 a session. Here we go. I'm making my penthouse in New York. Nice one. So I think that's one of those ones. This persistent thing.
Sure.
But I think that's what I feel with that. The other ones are like they are pretty. They are. I can vouch for those but this. How can you only be depressed for 2 years? I don't get that.
That's why
Again,
I'm like, I don't know if this is really something that's
makes no sense.
that's legitimate when it comes down to the PDD.
Yeah.
It seems a little.
Yeah, because that's for me. I'm making money.
2
off you.
years. 2 years. You could be okay in 2 years. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Like, your cancer, we'll cut it out. 2 years, you're fine. Yeah. What? I think I've.
I always
Yeah,
think about how
precisely.
folk
Bob.
in much worse conditions seem happy and content. Right? When it comes down to it, being a guy that really seriously has no money, like I really seriously, like I don't have a basic set income of any sort, whatever, of my own. I'm just fine. I'm just fine. I really don't feel it's something that I'm like, oh my God, I have to go get a job. I feel that nah, I'm fine. I'm good. Which I think a lot of people would just be
But the
like,
thing
if
is,
they
you're
were in the
content.
situation that I'm in, would really seriously be like, I can't deal with this. I can't be with. I gotta go do something. I gotta fix all this. I gotta fix that and whatever, and run themselves ragged to the point where they're maybe doing worse for themselves than others. Squabos is like Down syndrome victims. Yeah, right. When it comes down to certain things,
And people have got that keeping up with the Joneses syndrome as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's got a lot to do with it as well, because you have to be like, you are supposed to be the working husband. You have to take care of your guys. You have to take care of your family. Your wife is allowed to be at home, which is nonsense because
In
I have
truth,
never been at home. I've never been at home. I've always worked. I've always taken care of my family. I would rather you sit at home and be happy than you be in a shit job where you're gonna kill me when you come home from work because Luther or Carlos pissed you off and then you want to hit my ass. But okay, fine. No, that's just my thing. You chill at home. I'll go make money. I'm fine. I'd rather be happy than be hit. I'm sorry. I'm fine. No, but the stereotype is so stupid. There's nothing wrong with the girl going to work if she loves it.
right.
Like, I don't want to sit at home. You can sit at home. Sit at home by all means. But I can't sit at home because I'm too busy. I would rip my hair out. I'd rip your hair out. I'd rip your throat out. So I can't do that. So play to your strengths. Yeah. So I feel the stereotyping is so wrong. It's really wrong because you're adding more value at home than you are somewhere taking shit from some stupid idiot. Because you're taking care of your kid, making sure that he's eating right, you're making sure that his education is cool.
Speaking of kid, he just
Yeah.
come running in the room or whatever, and he like, handed me a device because it's like, it needs to be plugged in. He said zero things. Said zero things. He just kind of looked at
I
me and
didn't
handed it
even
to me,
hear him.
like it was nothing or whatever. And he just kind of said zero words. Said zero words because he understands that I'm talking to somebody. It's
Yeah.
it's awesome that whatever. Waiting for him to
Yeah.
come back in here because I know that there's something else that he's gonna want
No,
here
he's
with him the
coming.
next
He's gonna
moment.
come and he's gonna recall me. He's coming
I'm
with something.
kind of
He's gonna
surprised
think
he
about
hasn't
something.
actually stopped in here yet to come grab this other device. Do you not want this? Hey, tadpole, do you want that? Yeah, of course you do.
Wait, let me see. Oh, my dog and the kid passed out. So I
They're
think I'm
passed out.
fine.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah. So you're gonna get the halfway.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, because I'm standing up.
Kiss what? Huh? Did I miss something?
Huh? What are you kissing?
What are you
Wait,
kissing
I
there,
think
Squaw Bob? Um,
you're kissing some
and
hand.
so then
Sorry.
the next one on the list was the disruptive mood. It causes chronic, intense irritability and frequent anger outbursts in children. Symptoms usually begin by the age of 10. Um,
No, I think that's more like to
this
do
is
with
called growing
ADHD.
pains. What the fuck?
Yeah, my mom used to tell me, yeah, it's only growing pains. Just calm down. You know.
Right,
Now you have to have Ritalin. You have to have all this stuff. Just deal with your kid. That's all. Deal with your kid.
right. Deal
But
with it.
also,
You're
if
okay. You'll be fine. Uh, you know, and I think a lot of that when it comes around to is um, where nowadays there's this thing with transitioning your children because they feel that there's something that they're not or whatever. And,
no,
it, a lot
no,
of it
I
is
don't
just
do that.
some of this kind of ordeal that if you allow them to grow through it, that they would eventually be okay as they
It's sort
grow.
of where you feel that they're going through a phase. Like, but if it's like a real thing, if it's a real struggle between girl boy sort of stuff, then yes, it's warranted. But then you're obviously going to pay attention to it because you'll know the difference. Because we know the difference between we have we have a person in the family that's going through stuff like that, and he's young, But we saw it coming from when he was a kid, like when he was a baby. So I mean, it's you just have to be. And I don't say you didn't know. Everybody
Right.
knows when you've got the gay kid in the family. Everybody knows. It's not a thing. Not a thing.
Um,
We
not
just
to
don't want to talk about
disagree
it.
with you, but at the same time, I think a lot of that has to do with the environment that they're in. As they're seeing somebody else that's going through something similar, and allowing it to be uh, something different than what they're really supposed to be dealing with. I think there's a lot more to it, in my opinion. It's just
It's
my opinion. I'm
very
not saying that
toxic.
it's true, that everything I say is true or whatever, but and just saying, I think that there's more to it. There's more to it other than just the fact of that these kids are whatever gay, I guess.
Yeah. No, but it's not even that. It's not even that they are like um it's the preference, whatever. Some with my nephew, it's different. He's not gay per se, but he's more into the feminine realm. So it's not that he likes boys, but he likes girls, but he likes to be girly, you know? So it's the nuances of what's happening. So you have to be very um cognizant of that. You
Hmm.
can't just like wipe it away and say, but you know, life is life. We have to deal with it. And the kids have got these days they've got a large problem trying to be themselves, trying to fit in. And now you're a boy trying to be a girl, trying to not be a boy, and then now we're like dressing up and I don't know what we're doing. So now you're trying to be that guy and you're trying to fit in and it's a lot. So
Hmm.
where do you fit in? And it's also that also triggers that self, am I worthy of being alive? Am I that also triggers that unhappiness because I don't fit in. And it's very difficult to tell a guy, a boy, who's trying to be a girl, who's trying to be a boy, who's trying to be a girl, that it's okay. You're allowed to be whoever you want to be, you know, as
Yeah.
long as you are happy with yourself, you know? It's very difficult to convince them that they're
It
okay.
really seriously seems, like you said, that they, be happy with who you are. It's okay. You can do you, do as you wish. To actually think that's just the case, that everything will be okay, as long as you just be yourself. I think that there's a little bit more to it,
It's the
when it
ideal
comes
world.
to
I'm talking
right.
about the ideal world. I'm not talking about the backlash of the haters and the assholes out there. I'm not talking about that even. That hasn't even begun. But if you are strong in yourself to begin with, that's a good, stable. If you're stable enough,
Everybody
then
struggles.
you'll be able to deal with it. And if
Life
you have a good support system, life sucks, dude. Fuck life.
just sucks. It's, you hear that, kids? Life just sucks. That's just the way. That's the way it is. It's the way it is. You deal with it. What the fuck?
Can I just want to go jump off a cliff right now. Like, oh, what do we do?
Say that too loud. They might take you for.
Sorry, did not mean that. Yeah, I'm like, fuck this shit. No, I don't mean that. No, sometimes we feel like that. You feel like you're like, oh my god, why do I have to wake up today? But you pick your ass.
It's kind of. We'll move on here. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder.
Oh my
Sorry,
god, I've
guys.
never had
That's
that.
nothing that you can have. You do not bleed the same way.
I also can't speak to that. I've never been premenstrual, so I don't know. Apparently, you get moody. Apparently, but I'm always moody, so I don't know. So yeah, we can
huh?
skip that one.
You,
Yeah, I'm always in a cuck mood, so it's like I don't that doesn't count for me. I think there are ladies maybe that they are your hormones are like 2 weeks before you're supposed to go. Then you get a bit
hold
disorientated
on
and
here.
then
I'm confused. You said you're never premenstrual.
no,
How did you
yeah,
have a child,
I'm
right?
I'm one. Yeah, I do by God's miracle.
Okay.
I think they implanted her. I
You
don't
think
think.
they implanted her?
I think there were aliens involved there.
It's,
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I don't know. Hey, I've never had hormonal things, so I've never been like my body's never been affected by hormone
okay.
things. So I've never my mood has never been affected by the hormonal changes in my body.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I'm just an anomaly. I don't know. But yes, ladies do sometimes go through stuff where they feel disorientated and overwhelmed by things.
Uh-huh.
Probably 14 days before their, let's call it a cycle. And that might cause some problems in certain.
Squab, your alien baby is very cute.
Oh, thank you, Scott. You see, I planned it.
Oh, squab.
Thank you. Always say the nice things. Yeah, let's move away from this because everybody knows when they're being like premenstrual.
No, yeah,
Oh,
right.
and it's not a real depression. It's literally just
It's just
hormones.
these symptoms improve within a few days of your period starting severe enough to interfere with your. It can be
Yeah, you're
severe
not
enough,
gonna kill yourself because you having a period, like
right?
literally.
Most every woman, most everyone, I say most, is not every single one of them does, but most women do have a cycle, a monthly cycle. And sometimes I can get it. It can be that can be very irritating. As
Yeah, it
yes,
is.
men do have times in their life they don't bleed, but they do have
No, they have it monthly as
abilities
well.
to feel some kind of way, on a semi cycle of I feel the moons. I feel moons when they come through or whatever. I can tell that we're within a week or so of the next moon phase,
Yeah.
and usually, my um, my brain tells me that that we're going through this next moon phase or whatever. And I can feel it. I can feel it's
Yeah,
going
me
through the moon
too.
phases. So
I
I
feel the
mean,
moons more than I do like the hormone stuff. Because
right?
that's why they call us lunatics, right? Because we are bothered by the moon.
Ah.
Did you know that?
Nah, no, that's an interesting, it's just interesting thought. Lunatics, sure.
Yeah, because Luna is the moon and
Uh huh.
it makes it
Uh
sick.
huh. That makes
So
sense.
there we go. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, my hormones are like they're very like stable. But I can't I wish I would be able to like empathize with the ladies with the menstrual stuff, but sorry guys. But I understand your pain, I guess. But yeah.
And like I
So
said, within the next week, I went to look it up real quick to see where the next full moon phase actually is, and it's on the 25th of the month, which is
yeah, it's
exactly
just
7 days away. Like I said, I can feel it. It's within a week. It's
yeah,
within a week, and that's exactly
and
what it is. It's a week away.
feeling your brain starting to vomit, basically.
Uh huh.
Yeah, it's like, Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's not go there.
So the
Next one.
next one was depressive disorder due to another medical condition. It says any medical condition can create changes in the body that can cause depression. Examples include hypothyroidism, heart disease, Parkinson's disease, and cancer. If you're able to treat the underlying condition, the depression usually improves as well. Um,
Yeah, I think.
sadly, as you know, as the world is actually evolving the way it has been, uh, go fuck yourself, Dr. Fauci. When it comes down to a lot of these heart diseases and in cancers or whatever are by uh, certain um, uh, uh, certain things that we just can't share here on YouTube because they don't like us talking about them. They don't like us
Yes.
talking about them because they don't want us to. They don't want us to actually let you know how much of a bioweapon it really seriously is.
Yeah.
They've want us to be ignorant to the point, and I think a lot of those issues have been thrust to the forefront, which is why um, the self deletion has been on the rise in itself
Mm.
because of a lot of that, there's a lot of those things that you never seriously had to deal with before at such a young age. You see so many younger and younger people coming up with those heart diseases to go along with what they had done to this world
Yeah, mate.
and
But
the
look at
amount of
that lady, that girl that just got out of jail. What was the name? Whose mother was had that? Whose mother was making her sick. Where she actually had the boyfriend strangle the mother. Who was it now?
oh,
Forget the name. Yeah, but it
I
was
don't
in
pay
the.
attention to the law side of things as much as some do.
Yeah,
I have the
but it
tendency to.
does. It forces the child to, you know, people are trying to sympathy in cases, but it looks like the more sick you are, the more attention you're getting, and
Mm,
it's just sort of sick and twisted. But like when I look at my sister, sometimes when she was looking for attention, she would take a whole. The doctor would subscribe her or prescribe her like a certain amount for the month, the whole month, and then she would sit the Monday and she would pop every single pill for the month
mm,
so that she can like just maybe go away, you know?
mm,
And then she would, with the hope someone finds her, you know? Because she would only take enough so that she would just be, debilitated, not gone, gone. And then other days she would um, go to her flat or what you call an apartment. Then
mm,
she'd take her son with her, and then she'd tell him, "Okay, now we are going." So then she would give him a an amount of substances, and then she would do it to herself. But then obviously only enough just so that they are maybe incapacitated enough so that she can make a phone call to say that, "Oh, I've done this," so that people can run, you know? So in that case, that's sort of the weird part of it. But when people are really sick, when people are really like done, when I'm done, I don't want to suffer anymore. That's a completely different story altogether. So you can go one way or the other way. And this lady now went the other way where she killed her mom instead of herself. Sorry. Oh, but we're over 2 hours. Sorry.
no, we're okay.
Mm. Yeah, so it's a very difficult thing where you lose yourself so badly that you don't know where the line is. You know,
Right.
um, I've never I felt bad before I've never felt where I can't pull myself back. And for me, it's so sad when a person feels that he can't anymore. You know, he doesn't have that energy or that motivation to pull himself back from that. I know, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
So it's for me, it's like the saddest thing, and that was really my motivation around this topic because we can feel as crappy as we like on a
Mhm.
Monday, on a Tuesday, whatever. But you don't know what your neighbor's going through.
Right.
You don't know what your friend's going through because he's already down that hole. He's down. He can't come back up. And to hear that one of your friends just didn't have the motivation to climb back up is the most devastating thing ever. So so that's why I just really want to encourage people to not go down there.
And if right, you know, as far as that goes, you know, you hear us giggling and laughing and having a good time. It
Mm.
is a very, very important, you know, topic to have. As you can tell, we're, you know, though we giggle and laugh at certain things or whatever, is we really seriously, you know, it is so important to actually think about that. If you know, please don't take us wrong as we giggle and laugh through certain situations, because uh, sometimes we have our own ways of coping with things, and
Yeah.
the laughter can be something that can be very helpful, um, when it comes down to it, to deal with such a thing.
Yeah, it just
Um,
takes away some of the pressure of the actual situation to
exactly,
know that
exactly.
it's
And
not.
I think that's misconstrued a lot of times. Though there's a lot of people that take the laughter and the giggle as you're not taking the topic seriously.
You know,
And we're taking it very seriously, because you know it can be very disruptive for almost anybody to have to deal with any of the issues that
mm.
come along with depression.
And
Um,
remember, some of us like we laugh hysterically. So when you're dealing with a traumatic situation, you literally laugh. You burst in laughter because it's so traumatic, and you just it's out of hilarity that you because you don't know what else to do. So
right.
it's not to say that you're being disrespectful or what case. It's just there's nothing else that your body is just reacting in that way. Like your body will you can cry, you can scream, you can punch people, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just burst into laughter because they are so hysterical they don't know what to do with themselves. And that's also okay. I think that people should like also realize that when you just go hysterical, it's okay because that's your body reacting to a traumatic um, event. I mean, what are you gonna do if you walk in your house and you know your friend is hanging from beams? Sorry, but what are you gonna do? You're either gonna yeah. So you have to cope somehow because you have to deal with it, and that is something I would not wish on anybody is to wish to like lose person through those means. That's why we thought it's nice to bring awareness just to look for some certain telltale signs. If someone is not feeling good, if someone is withdrawn, if they are like being weird, or you used to speak every day. Hey, sir.
You're welcome.
Uh,
he's like
thanks, Dad.
he's trying to do something on a device or whatever, and it defaults to a wireless unit in the house, whatever, that's not tied to the internet, and it immediately gives him that as opposed to connecting him to the internet. I do it on purpose. I do it on purpose because I use it for other things that I have in the household to connect to something. With no internet, it just also it gives him a dead screen. So he's like, I can't watch anything.
No, my child does the same thing. She's like, my phone is stupid. I need your phone. I'm like, no, you can't have it. Yeah, but my phone is stupid. I'm like, okay, let's break it. No, you can't break it. Okay. Then
Sometimes I get Christal to hug me.
Sometimes. Only sometimes.
I get one once a week.
I've got that. What's the word? You know the Calvin Harris song.
Yeah.
Sometimes. No, I'm not singing. But sing that one. Every time you play that song, I'm hugging you. Okay, now.
Be that we're getting really close to that 2-hour mark here. Which I'm gonna possible symptoms of depression. I'm not gonna go read through all of them. I'm just gonna read.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
The darkened out.
Like a link.
Trouble sleeping, loss of interests in favorite activities, increase in energy. Ironically, okay, sometimes some people can deal with that.
Like they're on drugs, like
right.
You know, when someone has just had like a whole bowl of Coke or whatever, then they go nuts. I think that's sort of what they mean.
It actually lists things like sexual behavior, overspending and abuses of substances and alcohols or whatever. A lot of those things. Coping mechanisms is you have a tendency to do some of those things that you normally maybe shouldn't do, like taking off on your significant other and having other relationships with other people or whatever can be coping mechanisms in itself to deal with the depressions that you're currently going through or whatever. Because, if things just aren't going right, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when it comes down to it? Well, you go and you find what's next best. Sometimes can be detrimental to one's life in itself. Be careful what you're doing with some of that. Changing appetites. Definitely. If changing appetites can really be a big deal or whatever,
Yeah, you either stop eating or you eat like a pig. So
watch what it is that you're consuming. If you having cravings for sugars, maybe eat a couple carrots or something or whatever. Take care of.
Quite carrots. You can have fruits and stuff. Like, okay, carrots is like everything.
Carrots are high in sugar, and that's why eat a carrot.
They are.
Eat a carrot. Some of the natural stuff.
Do that stupid. What is that guy that dude? There was a diet where you had to eat like vegetables with hummus the whole time. What the fuck is it? It was so gross. But anyway, yeah. So, but instead of all the broccoli and stuff, you can add carrots and grapes and watermelon. I know we love watermelon, but other stuff. But yeah, make sure your blood sugar is good, because with the cravings and appetite, and you get hangry. I think that's what that's coming down to. You get hangry if you don't like maintain your blood sugar levels, and then you go nuts. So it's real. It's a real thing. It's not. It's a real thing.
It is.
I know we make fun of it, but it's real. And also make sure you eat your meat. I don't know, you.
Yes, definitely eat more meat. Eat more meat. Not the fat that's on the meat necessarily, but the meat
but make sure
itself.
You render the fat. If you're gonna eat the fat, render it. Make sure you burn it nicely so that it drips.
Oh yeah, make it taste good. Definitely.
Yeah, don't just eat raw fat. Don't be retarded. Sorry. No, but everything in moderation. Have fun. Like, just enjoy your food. Like, you can't just eat for the sake of eating.
Eating shit really doesn't help. You really have to, watch what it is.
You guys have got like the best restaurants, some of the best chefs in the world, and I watch them from my lowly county. I mean, if those people can inspire me, I'm sure they can inspire you guys. So
Absolutely.
do better, guys. Do better.
Um, let's see here. So feeling and seeming on edge.
I feel like that all the time.
I mean, when it comes to anxieties and things like that or whatever, just doing and running a show can be throw anxiety at me in itself or whatever. Is that 5-10 minutes before a show starts, I can tell that I'm about ready to go live or whatever, because then my body starts warming up to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to have some fun.
Yeah.
You know,
I literally told you I've got stage fright.
yeah, right, exactly. Anxieties happen. And sometimes there's different ways to deal with those, like just simply doing voice exercises before going live, whatever can be helpful. um, uh, um,
No,
expressions
eating.
and guilt
Mhm.
expressions of guilt. I mean, if you're feeling guilty that you of anything whatsoever.
That is something that uh, guilt is something very, it's nuanced because it's very personal to the actual person like going through it. Because it could be like family guilt where you're feeling that you're not contributing, or you're feeling guilt about not living up to expectations. There's a lot of factors to that. But at the end of the day, you you're worthy in yourself, and you can only do as much as you can do. You are not your mother trying to be a model when she was 15 years old. You can't live up to that shit. You're not your dad being trying to be an engineer who threw you into whatever career you're trying to do. So you have to stand your ground and say that I'm worthy in my own right. I'm not my mother, I'm not my father, I'm not my auntie, I'm not my grandmother. So I think that is where that comes
Squad
in.
Bob said that's it. Sing to me.
I
Singing.
don't think your
You
ears are
don't
gonna
sing?
believe nothing. No,
I,
I
I
don't.
mean, give us a good song and maybe we can do a duet. Okay, she says she doesn't sing. I don't sing. We'll just we'll totally
I
trash
can't sing. I
whatever.
think we're gonna lose everybody that's in there.
You might never. You might find out that we actually have more people watching us, and it just turn into we need to sing every episode. I just
It'll be a shit show. I think that maybe
um
episode 4 when it all
maybe
unravels.
yes. Don't
Karaoke night.
don't give
How
him
would that?
ideas. Don't give him ideas.
No, they don't have to pay us. They have to pay us for a song. I'm sure you still monetize, right? So super chats
Yeah.
for a song. Yeah.
Xander says, "Yo, I'm game to sing with y'all. I'll be a horrible vocalist and make you two sound better." There you go. There you go. Uh,
I don't. My brother, when I was in Standard 2, my brother said I sing bass. So I don't.
See, I bet you sing just fine. You're just being critical of yourself. Um,
I haven't sang since then. So my voice is slightly scratchy.
unexplained physical symptoms. Since the body and the mind are connected, depression can also start to manifest in physical ways that can be resistant to treatment, such as persistent headaches, digestive issues, and unexplained pains, according to the ADAA. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
like
I get it.
mind
I get
management
it.
and
Certain things happen or whatever. You get the stomach ties itself, in a knot or whatever, and you just can't get rid of it, or you get that headache to go along with it or whatever. Can be detrimental in itself or whatever. You just sit there and you're just like, why is this headache not going away?
yeah.
Sometimes it's just other things in life that you need to maybe let go of. To allow
Because you're
those to go
stressing,
away.
you're focusing so much on one particular thing that it's causing. It's always that stressed Eric vein that's going the whole time. And yeah, we've got a name for it. So we're always having that stressed Eric vein. Exactly.
Squab.
When you're thinking about nonsense the whole time. When it's
Right.
nobody cares about it. And then when someone just tells you, it's not such a big deal. I think sometimes we just need to stop taking ourselves so seriously, because that's
Yes.
where that
Yes,
physical,
definitely.
the
Taking everything
manifest.
so serious all the
Yeah,
time can be super disturbing in itself.
yeah.
Calm the fuck
You
down.
make yourself
Chill out.
ill. You make yourself ill by
Right.
just thinking of, like, because sometimes you're like, ugh, I've got a meeting today with that dick again. Now it's like, then you're like, ugh. But who is that dick? Like, who is he in your life? He's nobody. Does he pay your bills? Does he buy you food? Maybe he buys you drinks at the club, but okay, what? That doesn't matter. But like, why are you worried about some person that's going to that you like tensing up for? Don't worry about it.
An emerging dark side. Oh, if a person
That
is
is,
severely depressed or becomes preoccupied with death or other morose topics, for example, they may talk about the things they like after I'm gone and may also become more likely to take uncalculated risks. Um, I thought that was just a sense of humor.
sometimes, yeah. But but you see a change in some people when they are preoccupied with their, like
Yeah,
with us, like with me, I've got a crap sense of humor, so you can expect that nonsense from me. But like a light-hearted person, all of a sudden just going down to the deep, deep depths of nonsense. That's sort of a red flag, because
right.
if you're always happy, shiny people, pardon the pun.
She's getting ready to start singing songs. You catch that?
No, computer says no. No, but if someone's always happy and go lucky, whatever, and all of a sudden they're like just down in the dumps. Hi, come on now, guys.
Happy, shiny people holding hands. Yes.
That is a cult classic, though.
It really
I can't
seriously is.
deny
This
it. I
is a
can't
great
deny
song.
it. It's
Um,
actually shiny, happy people, but okay, it's not. Neither here nor there.
so then is to round it out. To round it out at the very end, it here says, if your loved one has symptoms, encourage your loved one to seek professional help. I mean, professional help isn't always necessary. Just any help in
Yeah,
itself can be helpful. If you're
I think.
feeling some way
Yeah,
and you just can't deal with it, you don't know how to deal with it, talk to somebody. I'm here. Crystal's here. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you when it comes down to it. And if you really seriously need that, just somebody to talk to, and not spend your money. And please only use 988 if it's your last resort. Don't put yourself on that database here in the United States. Um, if you don't need to, it's just going to cause more depressions, and they don't have a problem unaliving you via cop or any other way here in the States. They really don't. They really don't.
yeah. You stand on a ledge, eh? You stand on a ledge and then pull it.
um, create a safe environment, be kind, and be willing to support treatment. Yes, be kind. Be kind to everybody. Treating anybody with any kind of way of not being kind can be uh, hurtful to you or your own.
Yeah, the thing is, you sort of, it's like fake it till you make it. I think that's where they're trying to go with that one. Um, just live what you want from others, I think, so that I guess it's gonna have the effect on you. I don't know. That's difficult. If you're feeling down, you don't always feel like being nice,
Right.
but
Exactly.
it takes a lot. It takes a lot.
Squad Bob says, I only talk to Puffer, maybe Darth. Okay, maybe, and
Okay,
Mike,
Mike,
go ahead.
saying,
You won't talk to me
I don't
though.
think you should
Mhm.
talk to Dart. I think Dart will like push you down the ledge. I'm sorry, Dart. I love you.
That is
I'm like,
horrible.
no, 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 guys, no, I don't. No, I love you. I love you, Dart. I love you.
If you're experiencing symptoms, recognize if you're starting to slip. And they really like to reiterate to use these helplines as something to get you the assistance that you need. Seriously, be careful with those helplines here in the States. Though 988
With
is
us,
something
it actually helps
to be
in our
used,
country.
I think it should be really put at the very back burner of the things that you could use. Talk to other people. Talk to other people
Mm,
is where I'm going to continuously go with that.
yeah,
Ignore incorrect attitudes. The old idea of pulling yourself up on your own bootstraps is not only outdated, but also not based on science. If you feel depressed, there's no cause for guilt, says Dr. Solomon. Dr.
okay.
Solomon isn't. You
Dr.
can still
Solomon
pull yourself
2500.
up on your own bootstraps. It's okay. It's okay. You can give yourself the will to go and help yourself and find others to actually help you with some of those issues. Screw you, Dr. Sullivan, and your thought. Just
Yeah, the
saying.
list
Just saying.
grows. The list grows.
This is
No,
the next
like,
step, getting help. If you notice that these serious depression symptoms are yourself or someone you love, reach out and get help. And reach out to them that you love and yourself, and maybe you can try helping them with their depressions. Um, I don't think it's always necessary to go to medications or doctors or whatever else to get all of the help that you
yeah,
need. I think that this particular article likes to try going that far because of what it is. So then there's the crisis lifeline 988. 988lifeline.org is also there if you need somebody to chat with, if you're just one of those that can't speak in words and you'd rather speak in text. I don't believe text is really the best thing for anybody.
yeah. In person is better.
Right.
Yes, Jon Snow
I'm
knows nothing.
going to
She was
remove
saved.
that.
Gobbo, I'm going to tell you the joke about the devil and Jesus later. Yeah, but thank you. Thank you for this. I really wanted to. Thanks for doing this for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um,
Um, we
no, we
don't,
don't know when we're going down the hole.
right. And I don't think we really have anything seriously planned for next week yet. So I don't know if you had any ideas for what you want to do next week. We will be back for sure doing something. Maybe we'll sing.
I do have something, but it's gonna be like, you're gonna be angry. It's good. It's
I'm going to
something that
be
angers
angry.
you. It's something that irritates you.
Something that irritates me. Do you even know
Yeah.
me?
No, I know that this topic irritates you to death.
Okay. We'll talk about that and we'll hit it on. We'll probably hit on that for sure next week then. If y'all
Yeah.
haven't done so, do me a few favors. Hit the like button. Share this out to the places you like to share things, and let your friends know it yet, so we can create more conversation. Join the channel. Help me out. In any way, shape, or
Join
form.
the channel
Uh,
and be a member, for God's sake. Be
right,
a
become
member.
a member of that frog army. I know that there's been some that have defected from the army. It's okay. It's okay. We can grow a new and better army for what it is. Please do so. Please do so. It helps me out and allows me to continue to produce the content that I like to produce. I do still go live every night on Rumble. Every night. I really seriously don't take breaks from it because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it. And I think if I had to actually stop, that might actually cause some of the stuff that we're talking about here to actually maybe manifest itself. I might actually fall into. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just fine when it comes down to it. But I do enjoy doing it. So follow me here. Follow me on Rumble. Do all those wonderful things.
Now, I think your Rumble streams are much more fun, if I must say. So
I've
follow him
actually,
on Rumble.
interestingly enough, in the last few nights, have picked up a couple of followers, a couple more people that have actually been watching on a regular, as opposed to it being minimal. I actually have quite an audience for what it is. I do appreciate every single last one of you for all of the support that you do give. It really seriously allows me to continue to be myself and do the things that I enjoy doing. I'll give you last word and then we'll go away.
Oh, well, all I can say is take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, be yourself and love yourself, and don't let people tell you shit. Happy Friday, guys. Like, okay, it's almost Friday for me, but
It's Friday for her. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Thursday for what it is here in the States.
yeah, we live in the future up in here. Sorry.
I mean, it's still not really Friday for you, is it?
Yeah, it's like 40 minutes still.
Yeah, you got a 40 minutes left of this
Yeah, but
wonderful Thursday that it is.
yes, wallow in Thursday, but we like Friday more. Anyway, no, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting our friend. He's fighting the good fight for all of us and for you. So support him, give him some money. Just stop it. Just go ahead.
Gifted memberships are always helpful. So you can always do that. You can always do that because others can't afford it. If you can afford it, show your love to them. Show your love to them. Otherwise, I do appreciate y'all. Thank you all so very, very much. We will see you next week, Thursday. I'll be back tonight on Rumble.
The topic will be a surprise.
The topic will be a surprise. I'll get it out of her so that way I can actually create a thumbnail before that actually happens. Again,
it's not
love
like
y'all.
It really annoys you. It's really annoys you.
Love you all, and please love each other. Please love each other. Not that way. Not that way.
Well, if you're gonna love fully, love wholeheartedly. Nobody's judging.
Yet.
Don't let it. Fuck it. In the words of Eminem, just fuck it. Anyway.
All right. Later, everybody.